No liars in this game, just players.
The seat taken?
Nobody's in the seat that ain't taken, friend.
Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be talking about a new tease from Donald Glover bringing back Lando into a galaxy far, far away in the near future. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it to break it all down for you guys. Everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from comicbook.com as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Also mind you though, however, that there are multiple other reputable sources discussing and talking about this as well at this time. So, throughout the history of the Star Wars franchise, fans have been given a variety of different stories that explore multiple attempts by fascist groups to oppress the entirety of the galaxy, as well as the forces that band together to bring back and fight back against those regimes. This comes with an inherent intensity, so one thing that Donald Glover hopes to bring back to the franchise with the upcoming Star Wars Lando movie is a sense of fun and adventure to counteract the heavier elements of the Skywalker saga and other particular areas of the franchise, especially at this point. Donald Glover is currently set to develop a movie featuring his character of young Lando, as seen in the Solo, a Star Wars movie. Through that project, it doesn't have a confirmed release date, however, quite yet. It honestly comes as a bit of a disappointment of mine that there wasn't something official on this at D23 a couple of weeks ago, but with Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Japan happening next year in the summer, I hope and would, anticipate that we're bound to have something official from Lucasfilm there. Just an official word on that. This was originally supposed to actually be a TV show for Disney Plus, and since then instead is now being kind of restructured into a movie now, much rather this time around. During a recent conversation and interview with the Wall Street Journal, when asked what Glover wanted to accomplish with the character of Lando, Glover had expressed, quote, "I just want it to be fun. As a Star Wars fan myself, I think it's quite important that there just needs to be more fun being had. It's very hard to have fun right now. It's tough because there are some very serious things happening, and those are the only things that connect us, weirdly. So I get why things are serious, but a part of the human experience, I believe, is that we have a responsibility to have enjoyment, and I just feel that like we're lacking that in a department." Ending that quote right there. Honestly, very true, and I couldn't agree more with them. I'm not saying that and this goes inside and out, I think, of the Star Wars franchise and inside and out of the entertainment industry. I think this speaks on so many different levels of everything, kind of where the world is at this point in time, especially not to get political or anything like that, of course, but that's the point of entertainment. That's the point of movies. That's the point of TV shows. That's the point of Star Wars, is to quite literally bring you into another galaxy and to have an escape from those current world issues and problems going on that we have to face on the daily anyway. Of course, don't get me wrong either, there's nothing wrong with having that same expressionism inside those stories that are told within the Star Wars franchise, whether it's for representation or to simply have those connections, because that's something that Star Wars has done from the get-go, with George Lucas and the original trilogy being heavily based on the Galactic Civil War and the war factors had seen in the real world Vietnam War as well. It's just something that's always going to be a part of the franchise. But in the lately, of course, as well, it feels like that there have been a lot of more serious Star Wars projects, especially in the live action spectrum of things as well. Projects like The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett as well. I think Ahsoka, those are all shows that bring out some more lightheartedness, especially The Mandalorian. But, Ahsoka and Book of Boba Fett, they're kind of also on their own track at the same time as well, mind you. Animated projects, though, however, they do have more heavy key factors in them, and they are also able to have lighter factors into them, and themes and tones is really what I'm getting at. But the point being is that we don't really currently have any more lighthearted Star Wars shows or projects or movies to necessarily look forward to that aren't as serious and as toned down and darker themed, essentially. Although I would hope that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will be something to look forward to and something to be more lighthearted, as I had mentioned. Now, Glover continues in the same interview in quote, "Star Wars, I love it, but sometimes it is kind of super serious. Sometimes it kind of is just way too serious. Everything that has to do with the Skywalkers is so serious. Lando, I think, is the best part about him, is that he's a scoundrel, and I feel like people can relate to that. He's probably like, man, this war is whack. I need money," which I feel anyone and everyone can kind of relate to, so I just kind of want it to be fun. And I leave that quote right there, like kind of joking around with the sense of the ethics and the goals of his character of Lando versus what everybody else may be doing in the Star Wars franchise at that given time of when the Lando movie is going to be taking place. Like, he has other priorities, essentially. He doesn't really care for the Galactic Civil War. I would also, though, however, hope to get more of an understanding of how and why Lando evidently and eventually does join the rebellion and plays even such much more of a bigger key factor into that story there as well. And while the Solo, a Star Wars story spin-off movie seemed to be maybe potentially setting up a possible series of different films with its different sequels, the closest fans were given to a confirmation of a continuation was Lucasfilm announcing a Star Wars Lando miniseries all the way back in 2020, like 4.5 years ago at this point. Since then, as I had mentioned, a big disappointment of mine from D23 a couple of weeks ago was that they didn't give us any official confirmation or just make an official announcement that, like, oh yeah, it's now being transitioned into a movie instead of being a Disney Plus TV series. Instead, this time around, it's something that has been confirmed by the actors, like Donald Glover, who is writing it with his brother Stephen Glover, both writers of Atlanta on FX, have also both said that they're writing it to be a movie, not a TV series any longer. So just little things like that coming from Disney, the House of Mouse, and from Lucasfilm goes a long way for us fans to kind of bring us into the circle, I guess. Despite the confidence of announcing the miniseries, though, however, few updates were given about the project since then over the course of 4.5 years at this point, with the most recent update coming from back in February earlier this year, as I had mentioned, from Glover himself. Since the announcement of this miniseries, Glover and his brother Stephen Glover are said to be pivoting to develop a movie instead of a miniseries. It's currently unclear when the movie could move forward and whether it will be a theatrical release or a project planned for streaming, although I bet the latter of that is going to be probably something released for the theaters. This here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.